Last Tuesday, we talked about testing of the axis line. This is the important axis line where many traders, investors are paying attention to. It's obvious to have a well-defined resistance or support previously as a support, or even right here, the line can be extended to this portion. Resistance, support, and the last support here got broken using this level as a resistance, almost tested, but got rejected, have a very sharp sell-off. That is the second time it reached there. We have a gap up moment that is a Monday bar on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The rest of the day did not have any reaction. The only thing that we can conclude here is there is exhausted of the momentum, unlike what we have here, this sort of the momentum. 1 and 2 is not as strong as 1, but consider it is testing the resistance level or the axis line here. This is constructive price action. Not even have any pullback to test this gap up bar. This is bullish. We also talk about this is the bar that's need to defend, and even if we have any pullback into this zone, it's perfectly normal to see a consolidation before it resumed uptrend to test the all-time high level. But it didn't happen. In fact, it keep grinding up higher. Yesterday was a good example. Despite the downgrade, we only have an intraday attempt to go down, then suddenly got bought up. If we look at the hourly chart, we had this gap down, that is the non-RTH during the Asian, European, London sessions, and going into the US session. We only have one bar here, and that's the intraday dip. Almost tested 5,900, not even breaching the previous low, closed right at a high and go up. That is strong momentum. In terms of the swing, that is still up. The level that we can pay attention to can be adjusted to somewhere around 58, 60s. That is the minor level, because what I tend to do is to treat this as the zone from 5865 all the way to about 5700. That is the zone that should be acted as a key support zone. Even if it breaks below, we still have this zone to act as a support for it to consolidate. The short-term direction is still up. Volume-wise, look at this. That is slightly lower than here. The demand is not as strong as before. That has been reflected in the price action. But that doesn't matter because we did not have excessive supply come out at the important level. This is quite crucial. Whenever there is a key level, for example, this meaningful level, we should anticipate excessive supply for people to sell into strength, to take profit, to initiate a short position, but it didn't happen. What we have here is slightly lower volume, suggests the demand is not as strong as before, but supply is not yet hit the market. The direction is still up. Here we have strong moment, deep pullback, continuation to the uptrend, hitting this axis zone, very shallow pullback, gap up with strong momentum, continuation of the uptrend, still grinding up. Here is another level, 6,000 round number, considered as a minor axis line. Let's see whether you could push it through and then going into 6,100 or the previous high. That will be somewhere around 6,150, previous all-time high level, before we see a meaningful pullback, consolidation, or some form of the market rotation. Short term, immediate term, in terms of the swing, that's still up. But long term wise, since the up channel has been broken, that is the big trading range that we could anticipate. But so far, depending on the supply level, I suspect that we could have a shallow pullback and consolidation before it break out. But things can change very quickly. We need to look at it swing by swing, one swing at a time.